When it comes to measures for improving the accessibility of our cities for persons with disabilities, we tend to think of only ramps and railings. But what measures are needed to make our cities inclusive and accessible for a wider range of persons?
Welcome to Inclusive Urbanism, a conversation series hosted by the Vidhi Center for Legal Policy. We delve into the topic of enhancing accessibility of our cities for persons with less visible or invisible disabilities, such as autism, intellectual, and psychosocial disabilities. By gathering experts in disability rights, urban planning, and policy, these discussions aim to foster a deeper understanding of how cities can better accommodate and include persons with disabilities.
In today's conversation, we have with us Mugdha Kalra, a remarkable individual and mother to a 14-year-old on the autism spectrum. Mugdha is not only an award-winning media professional, but also the co-founder of the Not That Different movement, a unique children-led movement through which she champions inclusivity by celebrating neurodiversity. Her impactful work earned her recognition as one of the top 100 most inspiring and influential women globally by the BBC in 2021.
Join us as we listen to her journey, experience, and inputs. In this section, Mugdha talks about the impact of an autism diagnosis on the family. She discusses the cycle of acceptance and describes her experience with her son's autism diagnosis.
I was in Bangalore when my son was diagnosed, and I got intervention because I was open to the idea of accepting that my child is different. I think that acceptance came in around the time that I need to help my child and I need to do this, and he was young. So it came easily that I took him. I was a therapy mother for 4 years. I was a very successful broadcast journalist before that. I had worked with television. I was doing live news, and then you are hit with a diagnosis. And of course, I always say this, that a diagnosis comes for the entire family. Life changes for the entire family. And today, when I meet young parents who have come with a diagnosis, the first question I ask them, if they can afford, do you have a family therapist or a family counselor? I think it is most important for a parent of a newly diagnosed child to first go get a family counselor who can speak to them, who can explain to them what this is going to mean for the rest of your life. Once that happens, then your cycle of grief sort of starts to get towards your cycle of acceptance.
Caregivers' experience is unique. They're met with pity and sympathy, but not much empathy and understanding. In this section, Mugdha discusses how this empathy gap manifested in her lived experience.
I think a lack of information was one of the main reasons that led me to start blogging. Lack of empathy also. You got sympathy, you got compassion, but you didn't get empathy. So, I wanted to write only to reach out to those शायद जो मेरी कहानी समझते, क्योंकि उनकी भी कहानी वैसी थी. क्योंकि किसी को ये नहीं समझ में आता है कि आपका बच्चा किस वजह से रो रहा है अगर वो मेल्टडाउन में है, और उस टाइम पे आपके साथ क्या हो रहा है ये भी किसी को नहीं समझ में आता. आपने जब वो एपिसोड हो जाता है, you will pick up your phone and you will call somebody, your friend or your parent, and you will say, yeah, I had a tough day. आज माधव का meltdown हो गया था, and it was a tough day, रुकी रोए जा रहा था, वो बात ही नहीं सुन रहा था, और फिर मुझे उसको शांत करने के लिए मुझे उसको पानी के नीचे शावर खोल के खड़ा करना पड़ा. They'll register it, but only a parent who has done this before will understand it. And that empathy could not have come from anybody else who hasn't been on that journey. So you always look from the lens of either martyrdom, कि ये तो बहुत कर रहे हैं, ये तो बहुत इनको झेलना पड़ता है, या you look at it from hero worshipping. My God, you're a super mom, you can handle this and you can sound absolutely all right. Or they will look at it as, oh my God, I feel so bad for you, and I wish I can make it easier for you, but I don't know. I mean, we also hear that as well. It's empathy doesn't come very easily, and I think जिस दिन empathy आ जाएगी उस दिन बहुत सारी चीजें हमारे लिए आसान हो जाएगी.
Here, Mugdha talks about the specific difficulties that children with autism and their parents face in daily life because there aren't enough practical policies and accommodations.
In India, when a diagnosis comes, it comes from a family and there is zero support from the government. It's not in your insurance coverages, it's not in your RTE. On paper will be fine, but even using the law, if you put your child in a school, they will make your life miserable by calling you for PTA meetings, by telling you you need to sort your child, send a shadow teacher with your child, etc. The only special schools then that are available are chock-a-blocked. उनमें एडमिशंस मिलना मुश्किल होता है. UDID का भी पूरा ओनस हमारे पास में होता है. हमको 16 सिटिंग्स और 4 महीने लगे हैं हमारा डिसेबिलिटी सर्टिफिकेट बॉम्बे में बनवाने में, जो कि एक ऐसे सिस्टम में है जहां पर उसी डिपार्टमेंट में आर्थर रोड जेल के इनमेट्स भी आकर बैठते हैं और वहीं दूसरी बेंच पे आपका बच्चा भी अपने असेसमेंट के लिए बैठा हुआ है. आप JJ नायर और इन तमाम हॉस्पिटल्स में चले जाएं, वहां पर आपको लाठी लिए हुए अटेंडेंट्स दिखते हैं जो कि लोगों को लाइन में बिठा रहे हैं कि सीधी लाइन में लगो, सीधी लाइन में लगो. और इन हॉस्पिटल्स में 100, 200, 400, 500 किलोमीटर दूर दूर से लोग आ रहे हैं क्योंकि उनके एरिया में कोई भी ऐसा हॉस्पिटल नहीं है जहां पर डेवलपमेंटल पीडियाट्रिशियन, पीडियाट्रिक न्यूरोलॉजिस्ट, चाइल्ड साइकाइट्रिस्ट, काउंसलर, थेरेपिस्ट, ऑडियो एंड आई स्पेशलिस्ट है जिनकी पूरी रिपोर्ट मिलने के बाद ही आपको डिसेबिलिटी सर्टिफिकेट दिया जा सकता है.
In the last section of this video, Mugdha sheds light on how our societies are exclusionary by design and how this, coupled with stigma, erects barriers for autism inclusion. The discussion ends as she tells us about how she has dealt with these barriers in her personal life.
हमारे यहाँ पे सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम ये है कि हमको इनविजिबल डिसेबिलिटी को आइडेंटिफाई करके किसी के सामने रखना है, उनको बताना है कि मुझे ये डिसेबिलिटी है, मुझे तभी मदद मिलेगी. हमारे सिस्टम्स ऑटोमेटिकली ऐसे ट्रेंड नहीं हैं कि वो इंक्लूसिव है. तो जब तक आप किसी को जाके बताएंगे नहीं कि मुझे इस चीज की जरूरत है, आपको मदद नहीं मिलेगी. अब इसके दो पार्ट्स हैं. A lot of people don't want to talk about their disability because of the fear of exclusion. लेकिन जब तक आप अपनी डिसेबिलिटी को बता नहीं रहे हैं, तब तक आपको हेल्प नहीं मिलती है. तो आपको हमेशा ये डर रहता है कि अगर मैंने ये बताई बात तो लोग मुझे जज करेंगे, मेरे बच्चे को जज करेंगे. लेकिन बिना बताए भी वो बात नहीं होती है. लेकिन अगर हम एक ऐसी सोसाइटी डेवलप कर रहे हैं जहां सबको अंदाजा है कि भाई कैसे एक्ट करना है, क्या उस बच्चे के सिम्टम्स हैं या क्या मैनिफेस्टेशन है, वो देख रहे हैं और उनको पता चल जा रहा है. एंड यू नो एवरीबडी इज एक्सेप्टिंग एंड इंक्लूसिव. आई ऑलवेज टेल व्हेन हमारा एक चार्टर है कि जब आप एक अपार्टमेंट कॉम्प्लेक्स में जा रहे हैं तो आपको क्या क्या करना चाहिए. We came to this new building in December. The first thing I did was I put up a picture of Madhav. I wrote about him that this is his disability. This is he is autistic. You will see him a lot around the complex. Please ignore if he is stimming. Stimming for the uninitiated is this. And feel free to talk to me about autism. We are looking for an inclusive community. But I had to say that on a WhatsApp group of so many people so that they understood that here is a family that comes with a diagnosis and you know we will now be more. So now Madhav that is what we did with our previous previous complex as well.
In our conversation, Mugdha's resilience shines as she navigates the complexities of raising a child with autism, all the while advocating for awareness and inclusivity in our communities. Her experiences remind us of the importance of empathy and the need for proactive measures for a more inclusive environment for individuals with autism and their families.